When you read Book 2 of the Iliad, get ready for some mind games. To follow what's happening, we have to keep track not only of what each character thinks, but what they think the other characters are thinking, and what they want the other characters to think, and then compare that with what the other characters are actually thinking. It's going to get complicated. For example, why does Agamemnon think today is the day that the Greeks are going to take Troy? And why do the Greeks believe him? Then, when he tells the Greek leaders that today is the day, he turns around and says the exact opposite to the rest of the troops. He tells them that they can't win and that they should just pack up their ships and sail home. Well, they think that's a great idea, so they start packing. It's clear that Agamemnon misjudged how they would react to his reverse psychology. We can see why if we stop and think about what they stand to lose versus what they stand to gain by staying to fight or by sailing home, and compare that to what Agamemnon stands to lose or gain by fighting or fleeing. They're not the same. It's here that we meet Odysseus. We're told that Odysseus has cunning intelligence that rivals Zeus. The word in the epithet here is metis, and it's going to be a very important concept later on. Keep in mind that these epithets are often used at times when they don't exactly apply, like when swift-footed Achilles is sitting in his tent, or the swift Greek ships are beached on the sand. This is our introduction to Odysseus, his character exposition, the beginning of a character arc that will extend beyond the Iliad all the way to the end of the Odyssey. But right now, we see that he is locked into Agamemnon's chain of command. He's not thinking on his own just yet. He's going to be making the rounds, reminding everyone of the rationale for following Agamemnon's orders. Take a moment and think about that rationale and whether or not it actually applies in Book 2. I'll go ahead and tell you that Homer is foregrounding this rationale for a strict chain of command. One of the tropes that the poet has at his disposal is irony, and the irony in Book 2 is thick, especially dramatic irony, where the audience knows something that the character doesn't. Just be sure that you've read the first part of the book closely and keep it in mind here, especially when you meet Thersites. Odysseus is a hero that we know, and Thersites is just some random guy with a bad attitude. But if you pay attention to his rant, it might sound familiar. Where have we heard this line of reasoning before? And is it all that irrational? So Odysseus beats Thersites with his staff, and the common troops laugh at him. Does that mean that Homer, as a narrator, is mocking Thersites or his argument? Keep in mind that as a bard, Homer was probably a commoner singing for patrons in the aristocracy. He might not be able to directly criticize the aristocratic ideology, but he's left us some clues. But the troops are ready to go back into battle. Though they had just been packing up the ships to go home a moment ago, Athena changes their mood. Now they have the will to fight forever. They'd rather fight than go home. So what's changed? We will see this happen a lot in the Iliad. People feel one way, but a god does something to completely change their emotional state. This is a motif to watch for.